To all of our inductees, families, alumni, friends, and all Jimmies who are home for our 140th anniversary and our all-school homecoming reunion. My name is Tara Kapp. I'm your friendly neighborhood Booster Club director, and to see so many faces here today is just fantastic. Thank you, thank you, thank you for making the trek here today. On behalf of the Jimmy Booster Club Executive Board and the UJ Athletic Department, welcome everyone. Now, the purpose of today's treasured tradition is to honor former Jimmy coaches, standout athletes, distinguished graduates, and supporters of the University of Jamestown. And for our team winners, each of you will receive a plaque, and it will be at the end of the ceremony, so that we'll give each one of you the plaque before you leave, since the whole team isn't going to be up here for the speeches, but we will have those at the end of the event.
Hi, my name is Jarvis Jellin. I started here last March as the Director of Track and Field and Cross Country, and it's my honor and privilege to be able to introduce the 72 track team for the Hall of Fame. One of the most dominant teams during Raleigh Greeno's tenure as head coach, the 1972 Jimmies won their third straight NDCAC Conference Championship, easily winning the meet with 107 points when the 6-4-3-2-1 scoring system was used. The team featured several school record holders: Tim Cavanaugh in the javelin, Chuck Wagner in the shot put and discus, Al Guthmiller in the mile and 2-mile relay, Dave Erickson in the 2-mile relay, and Mike Hammer in the 4x100 meter relay. Hammer, Guthmiller, Bruce Belzer, and Jim Stage all placed at the NAIA National Championship during their careers. Every member of the team was a two-sport athlete. Ladies and gentlemen, your 1972 Jimmy men's track and field team.
We'll have Chuck come up too. I got to be sure this doesn't fall off. I saw it sliding. Say, you know what? This is the most overwhelming time for me. It's been 51 years since I've seen some of these friends and classmates and teammates. It's just emotional, you might say. But I want to just say a few words here. A lot of what Coach has said is written here in your program, but I'm Dave Erickson, and on this, I'm truly honored to be representing the 1972 team, track and field team. We thank you for this recognition of induction to the University of Jamestown Hall of Fame. It's truly an honor. It means a lot to us, so much to us. Who would have thought? It's just a huge surprise after 51 years. I can't remember yesterday, so 51 years is a long time ago. In 1972, our team were victors at both the indoor and outdoor NDCAC conference meets, as well as the El Caso relays, plus several other meets. We competed against Iowa at State, at the Mitchell, Corn Palace relays. We were in Dickinson, and here's Montana State, NDSU, indoor meets. It was, we had some tough schools during those years. Each and every member was at least a two-sport athlete. Some even had maybe even three sports. As I reviewed my scrapbook here the last few weeks, many records were set, and I noted a few highlights here, like it was amazing to recollect Tim Cavanaugh's record-breaking javelin throw of 223.3 feet. And I don't think they do javelin anymore, but it was pretty fun back then. And he had two others that did that javelin also with him, and sometimes it'd be like a 1-2-3 deal on the score sheet. Jeff Nagget's over here, Paul Nagler, also did the javelin. And then another highlight was Jim Rambo's 6'10" high jump. I got to see that, and that doesn't happen every day either. And so that was pretty fun. We had Al Guthmiller's record mile at 4:20, Chuck Wagner's record throw of 100, this would be the discus throw, of 144 feet, half inch, plus he had shot put records. And then there was Terry Lee's heroics of earning 19.5 points at one meet, 18.5 points at another for the team. Other stars that I noted were Mike Hammer, Chuck Nyhus, were both fantastic sprinters. We had some pole vaulters too. Skip Jordan, I think Paul maybe did some of that too. We had a number of relay members. Dana Banning was one, Bruce Belzer, Bruce Schickadance, Kent Fredrickson, and then we had some in the mile relay record breakers. They would include Kent Fredrickson again, John Lindy, Chuck Caravel, and Jim Stage. And then there was another mile relay team we had was Jim Stage, myself, Mike Hammer, and Kent Fredrickson. And the Jimmies earned at the NDCAC conference. And the coach, Coach Greeno, he was always big on, we got to win the conference. That's what we're here for. And so it happened that a fellow named Jim Nelson was the newspaper sports editor. And by the way, Tara, thank you for providing those for us. And I found this last night that, you know, I had never seen this before, but he was going to he predicted in headlines who was going to win this conference in 1972. Well, in 1972. Well, and so he said, what did he say here? I had that written down here someplace. I don't know where it is. Here it is. He was an interesting character as a sports writer, but using the statistics and numbers, he said the winners in the standings of this conference is going to be Dickinson, 80 1/3 points, JC, or Jamestown College, 74 1/3, and Minot's going to get 72.1. Well, of course, what happened was we got 107 points. Every teammate just stepped up, and got 107 points. And what I have here is Dickinson. No, here, let's see here. 107 JC 107, Minot 73, Dickinson 61, and he was way off. And so his headline, that is Jim Nelson's headline, was, you know what? The Jimmies romped at the championships. A great headline, and we're just so proud of that. And I think that was, I heard last night, the team took this fellow over to the steeplechase water hazard and gave him a dunking. And it seemed like the Coach Greeno, got his water dunking too, but it was pretty crazy at that time. Maybe you guys remember that. Let's see. Well, we had one common bond and a common motivation, and that was pride in our college and maintaining a winning tradition, which was something that the late Coach Greeno, Raleigh Greeno, instilled in us. He would say many times before and during the meet, let's get this meet. Let's get this conference title. We have to have this. And he'd say that in a rather animated way, so we were sure to get the message. And some of you know about that. On a more personal note, when it came to compete and to run, the key was to relax. I would breathe a prayer and ask God to help me to do my very best and to relax. I was an average athlete, but the coach always said, you know, you can do more than you think you can. Just believe and make that effort. He wanted us to leave it all on the track or the field. As I listened to some of the folks here today, you know, they all say that. I had great teammates and always hoped I could measure up and contribute. So I'm thankful for my 4 years of liberal arts education and athletic experience, as it very much impacted and now, no doubt, is a major reason for success in life. I learned things like hard work, do not give up, keep going even though you want to quit. It just stays with you as a person your whole life. So our coach promoted these values in his talks via lots of quotes on plaques all over the locker room. I think if you went in there, there might still be there. I don't know. They were everywhere. And talking about, how we believe in yourself and work hard. And then he had Fran Esser. Some of you know the Esser boys from South Dakota back in the 70s. He had Fran working for him, and he graduated in 71 or 72. But he'd have Fran park himself down at the end of the last curve where you're up to the finish line. And that's also where the elephant lives. And so this elephant would jump on your back about the time you're making that curve and you're coming down to the finish line. Maybe you guys know about this elephant. He came on my back a few times. And so then Fran would be there, and he's the greatest cheerleader you'd ever want to meet. And he'd be rooting us on to just go those extra few yards, just, go. And I can still see in my mind's eye today him standing on that corner, and he'd run a few yards with me there. And go. And it really was awesome. It was just awesome. Maybe some of you had that experience too. Finally, I'd like to recognize and thank several folks, Al Guthmiller and Chuck Wagner, who did the heavy lifting for our team for this award today. By the way, Al and John Lindy here are walking encyclopedias of our team in the various meets, so if you want to know anything about it, we'll see those guys. Also have a scrapbook over there with a few clippings too. And many thanks to Bruce Nybo, Tara Kapp, Michael Savaloa, and the alumni team for making this event happen today for us. Our team is truly honored to receive this recognition. I also want to thank my God, my wife, she's a 72 grad, nursing grad. Also want to thank Coach Mayo. He was also a UJ grad of 67, and he also was the Hall of Fame 1998 or 2018, I believe. And then also our late Coach Greeno. And so I'm very grateful to UJ for the impact that you've had on my life. And it was fun to listen to some of the other fellows talking about how UJ has affected their life too. And so, in closing, I just want to ask God to continue to bless UJ, and God bless America.
Can we have one more round of applause for all of our inductees here today? Congratulations to everyone. We are proud to have you as part of our Jimmy family. Thank you for being such amazing examples to our upcoming Jimmies as well. And thank you to your family and your friends that are here to support you and, of course, supported you through your athletic careers as well. Just a reminder to our teams and our inductees that we'll have time for photos after the event today, and we hope that you'll do that so we can get some, obviously, for the university and for your use as well. To help us wrap up this amazing celebration, please help me welcome our beloved president, Dr. Polly Peterson, to the stage.
Well, first of all, congratulations to everybody, all of the recipients today. You are incredible winners, and it is such an honor and a privilege to welcome you all back and to hear the stories of your experience here and what that experience has meant to you as you've gone into your own professional lives as members of your communities, leaders in your families, and leaders in your professions. We talk here a lot about building character. And if you've walked around campus, you've seen the slogan that the university has been building character since 1883. And with the gift of Jim and Candy Unruh, over the summer, we've been talking a lot about what that means for the University of Jamestown when we build character. And as I look out into the audience, and I see some of you, many of you who I had in class, many of you, in fact, today, most of you, I think maybe we should have titled it Characters in Leadership, because many of you were characters at the time that I had you in class. And I look now at the character of you as family members and as professionals, and I'm so proud. Eric Dirk, For most of the time that I knew you, I thought your first name was Dirk. Honestly, I fought my husband over that. Yeah, it is. It's Dirk, right? Because that's what everybody knew you as. But I remember when you say, do you listen? Are 20% of you in here listening? What I remember, one day before class, I asked you why you chose the University of Jamestown, because you were from Arizona. And you said, well, I didn't really. I ended up following 3 of my friends, the Stour brothers, both of which were in class as well, the Stours, and I just got lucky. I came here because I just wanted to play football, and I found this amazing school with these amazing people. And I knew that the character of you was in that moment, right? And the other thing that I asked you one time, I said, and remember, he showed up before class. I said, why do you sit in the front row all the time? Because you and your friends always sat in the front row. And you said, you know what? If I sit in the front row and I come every day, I don't have to study very hard. That's why you're good at sales. That's why you're good at sales. You know how to think, right? You know how to make priority matter, maximize your time. And I say that not because it's just about you, but because that's what I heard in all of you today, is the value of what you gained here because of other people who invested in your lives. We're so proud to invest in your lives, but you've invested back. And you've given us just as much as we've given you. So I thank you. The University of Jamestown is as strong as it's ever been. But it is not because of things that we do individually, but because of what we do all together. It is because of what we do together that this university will be here for another 140 years. So thank you all. Congratulations. Have a great time. We'll see you all weekend.